This Alabama mayor took his own life after someone exposed him for being transgender. Boys and girls, welcome back to another fresh, delicious, brand new video. Sorry I haven't posted in a couple days. I was on vacation, but enough about me. This is the story of FL, Bubba Copeland, a Baptist church pastor and even the mayor of Alabama. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Bubba is a Baptist church pastor and he's also the mayor of Alabama. He has a loving wife, he has a few children. Everything points to him being just like a normal, like a typical American family, nothing out of the ordinary, until this guy named Craig, which runs a right-wing media page or right-wing media news page. He stumbled across Bubba's Instagram, but it wasn't his main Instagram account. This was his secret Instagram account where he was posting pictures of himself in women clothing, calling himself a transgender thick woman by the name of Brittany Blair Summerland. Now, like I said, this guy's a right-wing media article. He's also very religious. So being a transgender in that area town, it's very frowned upon and not acceptable at all by any means. He also went on to Reddit to find Brittany Blair's Reddit account where she was posting tons of other, drag stuff and just encapsulated by the community, active in the community, and encouraging other people to be transgender or be themselves at the end of the day. Even though he was doing this in private, not really coming out to anybody, he was encouraging others to be themselves. Okay, now this guy Craig reaches out to Bubba, stating he knows his deep secret. He knows everything, even going down to finding fan fictions of that Blair had written. They were very explicit fan fictions, and he had a ton of evidence connecting the two together. At first, Bubba denied the accusations. He said, "That's not me. There's no way. That is not me. That's someone else." But after the stacked on stacked on stacked evidence that Craig had found and brought forward, Bubba had no other option but to confess that it was him. Bubba ended up having to accept it because Craig did end up posting the article, and everybody in his town found out the truth of who he was, or who she was, Blair, and people were not happy. Like I said, it's a very conservative, right-winging town. They did not want a transgender running their town. Like I said earlier, Bubba was also a pastor at the Baptist church. Later that day, he had a speech that he was going to do at his church. That was also where he was going to apologize for being himself. Ultimately, he apologizes for being a transgender and having those photos out. He's saying it was just he's having fun with his wife's clothing. It's something he does privately, not for anybody else to see or know about, but it was brought forward, and he apologizes, embarrassed by it, and he seems physically upset in that ceremony.
Facebook, I've been an object of an internet attack, an article that was written about my capacity as a mayor, capacity as a pastor. The article is not who or what I am. Yes, I have taken pictures of my wife in the privacy of our home in an attempt at humor, because I know I'm not a handsome man nor a beautiful woman either. I apologize for any embarrassment caused by my private and personal life that has come publicly. This will not cause my life to change. This will not waver my devotion to my family, to serving my city, and to serving my church. I'm thankful for the grace of God, the willingness to forgive.
That was the last words that a lot of people heard from him, because after that, the next morning is when the tragedy happened. Now, the next day, people are worried for Bubba. Nobody's hearing from him. He doesn't show up to work. People are just genuinely worried after, people found out who he was. And his family that was aware of who he was, they were genuinely worried about him and decided to call for a wellness check on him, and they went to the house. He wasn't there, but since it is a small town, they did end up finding his car just driving around the street. The police wanted to pull him over just to see, just to talk to him. They had the sirens on, but he wasn't stopping. He just kept going. He just kept going and kept going. He wasn't speeding either. He wasn't trying to run away from him. He was just driving the speed limit or even below the speed limit, just driving. He wasn't stopping. He wasn't pulling over, but he was just going like if there was no cops behind him at all whatsoever. Eventually, after a few minutes or maybe 20 minutes of him just driving around, he does decide to pull over. He does pull over, and he gets out of the car where he seems utterly distraught. Just his world had collided, it seemed like. And he walks to the sidewalk where he pulls out a gun and ends up ending his own life right there and then. This is the video that I saw that explains a lot of the situation. So you guys can take a look and see the story.
49-year-old Bubba Copeland, a husband, pastor, and a mayor in Alabama, was known as a pillar in his community and a devoted husband and father to his wife Angela and their 3 children. However, Bubba was living a double life. He was also Brittany Blair Summerline. Bubba operated multiple social media accounts as the curvy transgender woman. The profiles included regular posts of Bubba in various outfits, ranging from casual wear, borrowed from his wife, to more racy attire. He also regularly commented on other posts, referring to himself as a thick transgender woman, encouraging other transgender individuals to go on hormone replacement therapy. However, 1819 News discovered this alter ego and confronted Bubba. Initially, he denied any involvement with the social media accounts, but after realizing the evidence was stacked against him, he confessed. Sadly, 2 days later, on November 3rd, 2023, he would die of a gunshot wound.
It's unfortunate that a lot of people could probably relate to Bubba and have to hide who they are because people in their family, people in their community would just don't accept them for who they are ultimately. So it sucks. There's a lot of people living in fear, a lot of people living in doubt if they truly are who they are, which sucks. I feel like people just need to let people be who they are. And if they're happy, you know, as long as they're not hurting nobody, there's no reason for people to be upset for someone expressing, especially someone that they truly appreciate for who they are, just because they're trying to express who they truly are. It sucks that we live in a time where people are not accepting of others. People are just so divided and hatred prevails always. It's crazy that this is what we come to. Rest in peace, Brittany Blair, aka Bubba. May she rest in peace. Anyways, have you guys heard the story of the mayor in Alabama? Bubba, FL Bubba Copeland, aka Brittany Blair. Let me know down below what do you guys think about this situation. And I'll see you all in the next fresh, delicious, brand new video. Peace.